always thought my mother-in-law hated me until the day she died and I found the letter that changed everything.
My mother-in-law, Margaret, was a cold woman. Not cruel, not loud, just distant. Like every word she spoke cost her something. From the day I married her son, I felt her watching me, not with suspicion, but with disappointment, as if I was already failing a test I didn't know existed. When she came for dinner, she'd bring expensive wine and a silence that filled the whole room. My husband, Andrew, always said,
"She's just guarded. Give her time."
but time only made the distance grow. She rarely smiled at me, rarely spoke to me, never hugged me. And so, for years, I believed she didn't love me, or want me, or think I was enough for her son. I had no idea how wrong I was.
It was a cold Tuesday morning when the phone rang. Andrew picked up, and the color drained from his face. His mother was gone. A heart attack, sudden, quiet, final. I stood beside him as he cried, feeling something strange inside me. Not relief, not sadness, something like unfinished grief. I wanted to feel sorrow. I wanted to feel loss, but she had never let me close enough to feel either. A few days later, we went to her house to sort through her things. The place felt frozen in time, the faint smell of lavender soap, old books, and her perfume lingering in the halls. I moved through her bedroom slowly, carefully, touching nothing, but noticing everything. Photographs, old letters, frames of her family long before me, and then a small locked wooden box in the bottom drawer of her desk. My name was written on it. I hesitated. Andrew was downstairs making calls. This box felt personal, private, not meant for strangers, but my name was written there in her neat handwriting. So I opened it. Inside was a stack of envelopes, each labeled with a date. 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 3 years ago, last month, all addressed to me, but none of them had been delivered. My hands shook as I lifted the first one. It felt heavy, not with weight, but with something I couldn't name. I opened it, and for the first time, I heard her voice in words she never spoke aloud.
My throat tightened. The third letter was shorter. Letter Excerpt 3. 3 years ago. You think I don't like you. I know you feel it. But it's not true. I'm afraid of losing Andrew, and loving you feels like handing him away. I covered my mouth with my hand, trying not to cry. The last letter, dated just 3 weeks before she died, was the longest. Letter Excerpt 4. Final. If you're reading this, I'm gone, and I'm sorry. You deserved more warmth than I gave. I loved you quietly, clumsily, in ways you didn't recognize. But I saw the way you cared for Andrew. I saw how your presence softened him. You were the daughter I never knew how to welcome. Forgive me, if you can. I broke, right there in her empty room, surrounded by the silence she left behind. She didn't hate me. She loved me. She just didn't know how to show it. And I had spent years building walls against someone who was secretly trying to love me from behind her own.
As I wiped my tears, I noticed something else in the box, a folded document. I opened it and froze. It was a letter to Andrew, a letter she never sent. It said, "Tell her the truth before it ruins you both." My heart dropped. What truth? What was she warning him to tell me? I called out, "Andrew, you need to see this." He walked in, eyes red from crying. I handed him the letter. He read it once, then again. Then he sat down and put his head in his hands.
"Mom wanted me to tell you,"
he said quietly.
"but I couldn't. I didn't know how."
My pulse quickened. What truth, Andrew? He swallowed hard, and his voice cracked.
The reason she was so distant was because of me.
He explained. Years ago, before we married, I had gotten an offer for my
Letter
dream
Excerpt
job
1.
in another state.
10 years ago.
I turned
I
it
don't
down
know how
because
to speak
Andrew
to you
begged
yet,
me to stay.
but I want to.
He told his
You
mother
love
that
my son,
I didn't
and I've
want
never
to move,
seen him
that
so
I
alive.
wasn't ambitious.
I'm afraid
that
I'll fail
I
you
wanted
both.
a small life. None
I
of it was
blinked.
true.
This
He
didn't
said it
sound like the
because
woman
he
I
was
knew.
afraid of
I
losing
opened
me.
the next.
His mother believed him
Letter
and thought
Excerpt
I
2.
had given up
8
my
years ago.
dreams for no
You're
good
kinder
reason.
than you think.
She wasn't
It scares
disappointed
me.
in me.
You
She
remind
was
me of
disappointed
myself
in what she
before life
thought I had
hardened me.
become.
I want to
And
protect
Andrew
you,
let
but
her
I
think
don't know
that
how.
For 10 years. He whispered.
I should have told her the truth. I should have told you. But I didn't want you to hate me.
I stepped back. Everything felt heavier. Margaret hadn't failed me. Andrew had. I closed the box of letters and held it to my chest. I forgave her, I whispered, but I'm not sure if I can forgive you. Andrew's voice was small.
What do you want to do?
I looked around her quiet room, at her photographs, at her unwritten apologies, at the love she left behind too late, and I said, I think I need to leave. Not forever, but until I remember who I am again. I walked out of the house, letters in my hand, tears on my face, and something surprising in my heart, peace. For the first time, I understood that not all broken relationships come from cruelty. Some come from silence, from fear,
from truths left untold. Margaret didn't hate me, she loved me quietly, and now I would learn to love myself loudly. Sometimes the love we never felt was there all along, just hidden behind fear, silence, and misunderstandings. Not every cold heart is unkind. Some people love quietly because they were never taught how to love out loud. If this story made you think of someone you once misunderstood, tell me what you felt while listening. Your words might help someone see their own story more clearly. And if you'd like to continue this journey of love, lies, and the lessons they leave behind, feel free to like, subscribe, and come back for the next chapter.